All right, I am filming this video as a explanation of the trades that I took today. So let's just get right into it. I don't want to waste any time. I was looking to get long DraftKings right off the bat. Obviously, as you can see, it's not worked out. But I want to talk about why. So pre-market um, activity was pretty much the reason, as well as daily chart action. You can see it's been, pretty beaten up over the last several, uh, after, last several days. Um, you know, it's only beat up like that all the time. You could look at it two ways, like it's due for, a pullback to the upside, or why fight the trend? Don't fight the trend, if it's moving lower. So I actually just exited my last position on this. And it was, I've been remaining long bias on this all day until now, and that's why I'm no longer trading it. But pre-market, I thought this really had a chance. You can see, like right before the open, it's really kind of squeezing up here. Um, and it just got rejected so immediately at this 200 SMA on the 5 minute, which I was looking at, and I thought at this pullback, I entered long right at the bell, which I don't usually do, to be fair. Try, I usually don't do that. I like to wait for things to kind of shake out a little bit. Um, but I did enter right off the bell, and I was really okay with the few first candles going red because I really wanted to see a reversal, and I wanted to see this 5 minute candle squeeze up and retest this 200 SMA and squeeze up through the top. And I thought that we kind of had this kind of cupping formation. I liked how this was kind of curling back up. So to be honest, I'm a little surprised that this wasn't a long trade today. And it was just so choppy. I mean, you look at this action, this is a trader's worst nightmare right here. So I got really um, beaten up on this as it was squeezing up, through the VWAP. I thought I had a chance. Nope. Okay, rejected right back down. Oh, it's coming back up. Nope, rejected right back down. Okay, here we go. Break VWAP. Nope, rejected right back down. So it's just really a hellscape in terms of a chart. And so you can see I was flat here, down, I don't know how much, not too much. Um, Entered another 400 shares, got scared down here. Um, and but so remarkable about this right here is you think it's breaking, and it does break, but I'm watching this 5 minute chart so closely, and you can see the 5 minute candle closes back above this 39.34 support from the prior day's low. So it doesn't even close below that. Um, this 5 minute candle doesn't even close below the low of the previous day, which is a good sign. I like to see that. So I held my position, and I made the decision not to take profit up here. I was really looking, my target was more up here at this pre-market high. And then because I thought it was a long trade for the day, I really wanted to see even higher. I wanted to see, um, move back up it to 41, 42. The market overall has been kind of an obstacle today too, because we don't really have much steam today. We're kind of bouncing around, and it's just not really conducive to a good long trade. Um, I added here, you can see the lines I've drawn, but at this point in time where I added 100 shares, it wasn't obvious that this was a kind of a pennant formation forming. You can see this action right here. So this is a pretty clear pattern. And I thought because the pattern really starts, the line is here. This is actually kind of a bull flag because of the low that it made here. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but this is kind of a flagpole and you know, a bullish triangle, I thought. Bullish flag pattern. But this happens all the time too. Uh, the pattern fails, it breaks lower, but then immediately squeezes back up on high volume. And I was like, oh man, because you can see I exited right here, and then I entered right back in on this candle. Added here on this pullback. Okay, everything's looking good. I like this setup too, how it's gearing up to make another push to the 200. Nope, market pushes it right back down, and I exit as it breaks this trend line here. Um, you can see I drew this trend from this low, and it breaks here, and I'm out, and I'm not looking to trade this at all today anymore. I'm done. Um, I am upset that this is $830 of loss. It could have been less, but that's what happens. I mean, I was super long bias on this thing, so I really thought that this was looking good. For, most of the time. I was like, okay, it's still gearing up for an afternoon push, and it still might, it could still squeeze back up, and this candle could close green on the day. Anything can happen. It might double bottom here or what have you. But you know what? I just got to live to be okay with that. Now, there was another trade that I took today, actually, early on as well, on Twilio reported earnings. This is a nice trade. So I'm actually only ending the day down 300 on the day, overall, in terms of my day trades, which is great. 300 in the red, that's what I call a good red day because it's in terms of, my, you know, risk tolerance, or whatever you want to say. That's not a bad loss day for me. Um, I was 850 in the green yesterday, so this puts me still up 550 on the week, and there's still 3 days left to trade. So I'm happy. I'm in a good spot. You just don't want to let these trades become like I don't want to keep trading DraftKings right now, dig myself into a hole. You have to be disciplined and know when to quit. So this is, I'm quitting. So I like Twilio here. I entered 100 shares. This is a much uh, higher price stock, so you can see it's moving. It moves. It's easier to get a dollar win off this thing than DraftKings. You're looking at like 30, 40 cents, but here you can get full dollar and in almost every candle. So 100 shares will do the trick. And again, it's about staying disciplined and not exiting on these false breaks of VWAP and things like that. I was feeling pretty confident that this would make a test at least of the initial morning high. So this was a great trade, enter 100 shares and exit all of my shares here. I was going to keep holding on, but sometimes you just get a feeling that something's looking weak, and plus the market was such an obstacle, and I was in my DraftKings trade, and I was like, all right, I got to steal some profit today um, so that today doesn't become, uh, you know, a worse day than it might be. And I was thinking, today could still be a green day for most of the day because I was really feeling good about DraftKings, but it didn't work out. So whatever, fine. Doesn't always work out. A lot of times patterns fail and whatever. All right, I want to talk about what indicators I use too, because I've gotten this question many times in the last few days. So and kind of like my TOS setup and how I have everything here. So the first thing to note is I'm in the active trader window, so I'm not in charts. All right, I'm in active trader on the trade tab. And what I have set up here, this is all one box. So people are like, oh, like, how do you get the black borders instead of the gray borders? It's because these aren't separate grids. This is one grid. You see this box here? That means it's only one grid piece, and I'd have all these tabs activated here. So I have time and sales, active trader, chart 1, 2, 3, level 2. So that's all the stuff that you see here, and it opens it and closes it. So I can click this and it'll go away. I can click it, it'll come back. So sometimes I click this live news to see what the news is or whatever. And then I have my three watch lists on the left. So I look at like, what's gapping up on the day, and I sort by volume, and I see what looks good. Okay, this doesn't look good. This was good. Actually, I looked at this in the morning. I saw this. I saw this, and you notice the first three candles here are such low volume. I saw this on this candle. I saw this, and I was like, why in the world is this such low volume? And then all of a sudden, the second I click away, the volume comes in, and I wasn't even looking at this thing. But whatever. This would have been a great trade too. Gap and go. But anyway, yeah, so then I have all my stocks that these are like the stocks that I trade like day to day. These are the stocks that like I look at like, it's good to have like a list of like 30, 40 stocks that you're like, okay, these are the stocks that like I'm interested in day to day. And like I add stuff and take stuff out and whatever. So like you can see I have hog here. Like I wouldn't usually have that. It's just having a great day to day. And then I have my top 10 net loss. Like I don't know. I don't use this too, I don't look at this too much. I can set this to like whatever, but this is kind of a good one to look at because you can see what's, having frankly a terrible day. And so when you're looking at net loss, you're looking to short, obviously. So I scroll through these to look at like, possible short opportunities or whatever. Um, and so yeah, in terms of indicators, I'll show you. This is what I have on my chart right now. So I've got VWAP, that's that yellow dotted line that you see, and then I've just got three different moving averages. Um, so the 9 is this, turquoise line, and that's an exponential, and the other two are simple moving averages. This is a 20, the red line, and then this green is a 200. Really, some people don't use this 200. You really should have a 200 on your chart. Like it's so important. I can't even tell you. It's probably the most important because like the nine you don't even really need. It's kind of just there to give you like an idea of like, okay, like where's the trade line, what's the trend or whatever, and really short-term support, and it fails all the time and it's not super reliable. But this 200, I tell you, like it, let's look at DraftKings. What did it do today? It failed right at the 200. I mean, it also happens to be this high here, so that's like a lot of resistance too, because you have this pre-market high here. Um, so, there's that. Oh, look, it looks like DraftKings is making kind of a double bottom right here. That's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if this squeezes back up and actually makes a new high on the day. Anyway, so yeah, the 200 is really important. I would keep that on. And then what else? Yeah, that's all that's it. That's all the indicators I have. And then other than that, I use this tool a lot to set price levels. Um, and so you can see I've done that. And then these lines too. I have that's this tool here that I use to make draw trend lines and stuff like that. And so it's really simple trading. It's not like I'm using any. You don't see me here with. I don't have RSI, right? I have volume. Volume is really important too. So you should have the volume here. Um, and yeah, so like my strategy is more to just look at different time frames, right? I have the daily, I look at like all the time. I could just look at like, oh, how's the daily candle shaping up? What's it looking like? And that can give you a really good idea. Or before the market opens, you can see what the last daily candle was, and you can just kind of think about scenarios of how the, today's candle might play out. Um, so maybe not particularly helpful on DraftKings, um but yeah, I mean the one having the 1 minute and the 5 minute, using them together is really really crucial, like really really key, to be looking at multiple time frames. If you're just looking at the 1 minute chart, it's going to be really tough for you. And you should know that if you're looking at the 1 minute chart, which I have that here too, and most of the time I'm looking at the 1 minute chart. But if you're looking at the 1 minute chart, you need to have the discipline to not get in or out of positions, too eagerly or too quickly, because the 1 minute chart, you're going to see things move around very quickly. If you're looking at a candle, like I'm looking at this right now, like, oh man, is it going to break below this 9-8? It does, you can't look at it that way. Like to put yourself in perspective, go to like a 3 minute chart. Now look where the lines are and where everything is. Everything changes when you change the time frame. And so, patterns happen in different time frames. So you need to be looking at different time frames. That's like really, really important. But on the 1 minute, it's really easy to get yourself psyched out. That's why I don't set I usually don't set actual stop losses, because all the time you get these fake breaks of VWAP that happen all the time. If you set your stop at VWAP, you're going to be screwed, because look at this. Fake break, fake break, fake break. Like it's, you're killing yourself here if you're setting your stop at like actually at VWAP or even a little bit below VWAP. You're going to get stopped out at literally the worst price. So even for beginner traders, like so many people, they say like you should not you should like beginner traders should set actual stops. Like I totally disagree with that. Do not set actual stops, but you should know the price levels where you should get out, and you should watch for patterns, and when the pattern fails, you should get out, like as I did on DraftKings today. You should get out when the pattern fails or when the price level breaks, not when uh not when necessarily your stop is hit, because patterns change and patterns look different on different time frames. So it's really like if you can set a hard stop, that'll work too. You can do that. But I'm just saying things change quickly, especially if you're looking at a 1 minute chart, you're gonna get faked out a lot of the time if you set a hard stop. And if you get faked out on your stop, then you're getting out at literally the worst price or getting in or out at the worst price. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I mean, I have time in cells and level two here. I can, if you want, I'll make like a different video just about like how I use the active trader window, what I look for in level two, why do I even have this time in sales here? Like, do I even use that? Yes, I do. And so I can tell you like what I look for in that. And all this is really quite simple too. Um, but uh, but yeah, I mean, trading like this it's very simple trading and it really works. I mean, DraftKings, obviously, I'm sitting here, I'm showing you an $830 loss on this. But look, I mean, I followed the pattern and this is an extremely difficult stock to trade today, right? I wish I'd never traded this. I wish I'd never traded this now. Like in hindsight, I know that because I know it didn't work. So obviously, I wish I'd never traded this. But if you're looking at this, you know, from way back here and you don't even see these candles and you're looking at it like this, I mean, this looks like a decent, this looks like it's gearing up to be a decent long trade today. So that was my mentality. Obviously, it didn't work out, but every day is different, right? Every day plays out differently. And so you got to take the opportunities as you have them. And it's, a good thing that I was also watching Twilio and I had this trade going on, and now my loss is only $300 because I had a good win on this. And this is a really nice trade. So, it's as simple as that. All right, I don't want to keep you guys any longer. Um, I'm going to be posting here, so please subscribe because just there's going to be more information coming. Please post your questions in the comments. I will answer your guys' questions. And yeah, like the video so more people can see it, and just so I know actually if you guys are actually liking this or enjoying this or this is helpful for you. But this is the breakdown of my trades from today. And if this goes well and this gets a good response, then I'll continue to do it uh, in the future. But if it's not helpful, then let me know because I'm expending time and resources to do this. So, all right, thanks guys. Appreciate it.